Good afternoon, and thank you to everyone who's present here, giving up their sort of weekend. And I just want to say thank you to each one of you who's been here. It's a bit surreal for me when I look back at probably 13 years of this journey. When we started the offshore in India and when we started to work in the Middle East way back in 2004, the original sales team had to come here visiting various sort of like non-specific IT exhibitions, coming back with yellow pages and trying to call from there, trying to get into a market which has already been sort of like, very busy with other competitors who had much better pedigree in banking and experience in working in the Middle East market. So from that point onwards to the first project that we had with Oman International Bank, it was a very significant one. We didn't have the domain experience. We came from primarily a technical background to the stage where we are here now. So Andrew mentioned briefly whilst he was in during the inauguration ceremony, the first time he came there and came back and said, no hope, just with the current setup, you've got to change drastically. The challenge for Testhouse at that point was primarily we didn't have the domain experience to be in banking. The first project, ENBD, started with an online e-business testing, and then from there on, we started mining that information, training our next generation, and today we have pretty much a very good crop of technically talented individuals and people with significant business domain experience. And I think it augurs very well from where we are to go forward. I would like to place my thanks on record to those people who made it possible at the initial stages when we were really strung for talent, skills, resources of all kinds. At this point, some of them are not with us, some of them are here. And I would also want to pay specific thanks to those people who repose their trust in us, Andrew specifically, Shuk for keeping the thing going. I mean, it was very difficult to keep going for 4 or 5 years without significant returns, but keeping the faith and keep continuing with it. Shalu for joining in and continuing the push. Malini from day one, she was the first consultant to be there on Oman International Bank. Each one of you who've joined over the period of time. Raj, who's taken a big plunge to get us on and who's actually transforming the way we are actually selling this business. It is a very, very cohesive team. And I was here yesterday, the team who came in and were involved in actually prepping everything genuinely feels as a joint exercise. I genuinely feel the team spirit and the competence is going to help us a long way. Some of the big names we are talking about, I pinch myself just to think that this is real. Enoch, ADNOC, Emirates NBD, UNB, all these were like a few years ago, completely unthinkable. So from that point, we have a very good platform. I would like to consider it's so little done still, so much more to do. And I think with everyone's help, support, and talent, I think we can grow, and we can grow very well. I would like to thank each one of you who's been part of this process, and I think we can go well. Let's all wish ourselves well, and let's take this company forward. And thank you.